I'm getting ready to move in a couple days, so I will no longer be sitting in this little spot on this wooden chair. I'll have my brown couch to sit on. It'll take a while to get it all set up though. And I'm moving into a basement. It doesn't have a kitchen. A kitchen might be put in, but I'm worried that since I booked a trip to California, that will lessen the likelihood of the kitchen being put in, because it will be said that, well, if you're not going to be here, well, why would there be a kitchen put in? But in my mind, it'll be a good time to put the kitchen in, is when I'm not there. So we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit worried about that kind of drama. And yeah, so there'll be lots of work to do with that. And it feels kind of like waiting. Not much else to do except get a hold of my clinician to get an appointment with my psychiatrist. And I'm a bit nervous about switching psychiatrists. When I change my address officially, they're going to want to change where I get services for mental health. And I really like my psychiatrist. She's a yoga teacher. She listens. She doesn't just do the 15-20 minute med reviews. It's a half an hour to an hour of talking, and that's helpful sometimes, especially when in a crisis and going through a crisis without the hospital. So a little bit nervous about that, but it doesn't matter too much if I'm able to stay on 50 milligrams of quetiapine a night, because I have extra of that stuff, so it's not like I have to go in all the time, or it's not like I'm depending on the psychiatrist to save my life with the combination of meds. If things start to go funny and I decide that I need to take Zoloft or sertraline, my current psychiatrist gladly prescribed that to me, and then I decided that I wasn't going to go on it, which might have made life more difficult, but I wanted to see if this Peter Smith program might help to deal with the serotonin stuff. I'm on tryptophan, I'm on St. John's wort, and that takes a while to kick in. So still trying the natural stuff, which again, it might just be time. So there's this layer of time. 5 months of wellness and feeling pretty good, and then 3 months of not wellness, and then anything I do in the midst of there may or may not really help. Though during the acute times of unwellness, I do need more medication, it seems. But anyways, the new psychiatrist, I'm likely not going to be open to sharing what I'm doing in terms of lithium orotate, whereas my current one, I might say that to. Maybe I should say that, and then they can pass that information along. I don't know. And then it's possible that psychiatrist won't want to see me, so it's kind of scary to do this stuff on my own, really wanting to minimize the medications I'm taking in. And I say, oh, I'm not trying to fix this anymore, but it seems that I am, in a way. And today is the day I'm going to switch from Swanson Ultra Lithium Orotate, which has 5 milligrams of lithium per cap. So I've been taking 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, so that's 20. Even though lithium orotate, it's 131 milligrams of lithium orotate, but 5 milligrams of lithium in one. And then I'm going to switch to this one. I wasn't sure if I was going to switch to this one or the advanced research one, but I'm going to do this one because if I take 2 of these, I have 2 of these left right now. That's 10 milligrams. And if I take 2 of these neurofusion ones have 6 milligrams of lithium per cap, so that's 12. So today I'll actually be taking 2 milligrams more. But tomorrow I want to see if I can take 3 of these a day. So 1 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So that would be a total of 18. So I'll be going down from 20 milligrams a day, taking 4 of these, to 18 milligrams a day, taking 3 of these. And then after that, the advanced research ones have 4.6. So I can't remember if I was going to do that. But I could combine them and stuff, but I kind of want to see, well, how do I feel on this one? And it's hard to know exactly because right now the trend is that I'm going on an upswing anyway. So I could start this one and start feeling a bit better and then think it's because of this, but it's not necessarily. This one has a bunch of extra goodies in it. It has some zinc orotate, just 3 milligrams in 2 caps, so 1.5 milligrams a cap. And then it has this Bacopa, which I already take, but it's a proprietary blend of 1140 milligrams of this combination, so I don't know how much is in there per se, but I might be able to not take the Bacopa that I already bought because it's in this, if I decide to go with this one in the long term. It has mucuna, pruinis seed, passion flower, canna extract, rhodiola life, which is rhodiola, and I take that too, so maybe I'd be able to take less rhodiola, and saffron extract. So that's what I'm going to switch to tonight. And then I have the other kind, and these are ones that I've accumulated over the years because it seems I was contemplating the switch, but I never really did the switch. So it's time to take the last bit of this, and for convenience sake I'm going to put some of these Neurofusion ones from the glass bottle in the plastic so I can carry it around, so when I'm out and about, if I need to take lithium, I can. I still have another full one of these, but I'm going to go to the Neurofusion and then the advanced research and then back to this one. And if I feel like it, I could even take 4 of these a day, or if I feel like I need the 20 milligrams instead of 18, I could take 2 of these and 2 of the Swanson and see what happens. So I might mix and match depending if I need to, but we'll see. And then the other thing is I finished listening to that Brain Maker audiobook through my Audible trial, and I noticed at the end he was again emphasizing this fecal microbial transplant thing, and he talked about case studies where certain people had great results. And it's not widely available, but people with autism were helped, people with Tourette's, people with MS. So I decided to Google to see if there's anything on FMT, as it's called, and bipolar disorder, and it turns out that they're doing a study in Toronto called The Safety and Efficacy of Fecal Microbiota Transplantation in a Population with Bipolar Disorder. And it says on this page here that it was posted on September 12th of 2017, and they're expecting the results by September 2019. So it'll be 2 years. And I emailed them to see if I could get on a list to be informed when the paper is out, because I would be really interested to know if it's helpful, because it could be helpful to get someone's healthy poop put in my unhealthy poop hole, and maybe if it's poop from a sane person, maybe it'll make me more sane. That would be great. And I also put a note in my calendar to look for that paper in September of 2019. So that's a ways away. The author of the book Brainmaker, Dr. David Perlmutter, did mention that some people just try this at home. That would be really awkward to ask somebody for their poop. And yeah, so here I am thinking that I don't want to fix stuff and seeing that poop might be the answer to fixing some of this stuff. And then there's things like the MDMA assisted psychotherapy, so there's still things. One thing I want to do is cut out gluten. That's something that it said to do in the book too, which is kind of an obvious one. And one other thing I came across yesterday in terms of a study, I think I looked up ALA, alpha lipoic acid, and bipolar disorder, because at the end of the Brainmaker book, he talks about 5 things that we should do. And one was something like avoid gluten, one was take omega-3s, like DHA, because something like 90% of the brain's cell membranes are made up of DHA. And also don't have chlorinated water, because that kills the gut microbiota. And then I can't remember one of the other ones, but another one was take ALA, and I was surprised because I don't remember him mentioning ALA at all in the book, so it was a little tidbit. His top 5 things, he didn't even really elaborate on that. So I looked up ALA and bipolar, and I came across a study, but it wasn't a full study, it was just the abstract and the results summary, and it's called Mitochondrial Modulators for Bipolar Disorder, a pathophysiologically informed paradigm for new drug development. Well, I don't really like that last part, using these pathways as a way to develop new drugs, but it says that mitochondrial modulators treatments targets mitochondrial dysfunction. Because I have read before, there's different theories of bipolar. Of course, there's this microbiome thing, which is related to this study with FMT and bipolar. And then there's mitochondrial dysfunction, and then there's oxidative stress, blah, blah, blah. And that goes with most different diseases and things, that there's different possibilities of what's going on, and they could all be going on at the same time. But anyways, they're talking about there could be altered brain energy metabolism and the dysregulation of multiple mitochondrial genes in patients with bipolar disorder. And so they talked about the different possible candidates. One is NAC, N-acetylcysteine, and I already take that. And then another is acetyl L-carnitine, ALCAR. And I used to take that for a little while because years ago, the nutritionist Eva Edelman mentioned taking it, and it talks about it in the book Natural Therapies for Bipolar Disorder, a compendium of nutritional approaches. So I looked that up yesterday, and it talked about how that molecule is necessary for something or other, something like fat energy transfer in the brain. It's only available from red meat, and I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. So I was thinking that I could possibly try that. And it was mentioned along with alpha lipoic acid, CoQ10, which I already take, and S-adenosylmethionine, which is SAMe. So I take SAMe, I take NAC, I take CoQ10, but I don't take ALA and ALCAR. So it's not saying that I should or anything in this little blurb, but I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'll try it, because the Brainmaker book says take ALA, and I can't remember where that comes from generally, but I think I don't have a source of that really. And then this bit that I found in relation to ALA and bipolar says take possibly L-CAR, or they're studying it as a possible mechanism for drug development and studying that pathway. So anyway, I looked on VitaCost and they have a combo of ALA and L-CAR for like $10. So when I make another order, I might try that. Some of my BDNF supplements will be running out, and I'll keep track of how I feel along the way of that happening, and I'll keep track of the ones that run out, so maybe I'll buy them again. And I also made a note in my calendar to possibly buy those and take them a month before I know that I'm going to have a brain collapse or brain apocalypse or crisis, because maybe that will help the brain from dying back into old patterns. And I don't know, I think I need to treat it more like a fun game than this could really work. It seems like I can't stop for the most part. I was listening to deadmau5's masterclass on how to make EDM or electronic music, and he has this huge production studio with all these things, and he can't help himself. He could make really good music without most of that stuff, but he can't help but buy it and try different things, and I'm the same way with this, but it's modulating bipolar disorder instead of sound frequencies. It's modulating life energy. So hopefully in learning this language of the balancing brain chemistry and trying different things, it can be more of a background thing, and we'll see about that. So another thing I'll do when I get set up in my new place is a probiotic enema, and the Brainmaker book recommended that, and I probably have done that before. And if I do get a kitchen, it would be cool to start making kombucha and sauerkraut and different fermented things. The cool thing is that I am a health nut at heart, so doing those things is sort of in alignment with what I like to do anyway. I used to do that. I used to make kombucha. I used to make coconut yogurt. I used to make healthy treats with dates. Lots of different things, and I was doing it because I really enjoyed it. I liked having the energy of raw foods, living foods. But now, since I've been taking the perspective of I have to fix this bipolar disorder, it's made it less fun. And I'm going to try and go gluten-free, and yeah, that's most of what I wanted to talk about today. It was more than I thought. And I'm also listening to a course on Udemy, which is that online course website where you can purchase courses, and it's on dissociation and psychosis and CBT for all of that. I did see part 1 of that course live, and I missed part 2, so I bought it, and I'm going through it slowly. And it was interesting that Ron Unger, the teacher, said that insight into one's illness actually correlates with depression, because it makes one a passive victim, and then one gets depressed. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit. And also, I think that's about it. I have my blue light going. I'll turn that off soon. Took the lithium, and I'm going to continue to pack and see how I feel when I get to this new situation. It's been really challenging, and I don't think the challenge is over. it's not.